stay here any longer. Not now. I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you. This isn't about you. I can't stay here any longer. Not now. I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you.
Unseen for generations, a Dyad in the Force.
Yeah. The last time we saw you guys was last year.
High Republic. We're going to be talking about catching up. Fallen Star is about to come out. My early copy just never came to me. I don't know what's going on, but whatever.
Y'all can hear him now. I saw, and I fixed.
Uh-oh.
We're good. We're good.
What we would love to see it. Yeah.
First episode of the year. First audio technical difficulties of the year. We're on a great start so far.
We're getting them out of the way early so that we can produce the best product for y'all. But yeah, it's gonna be an awesome episode because we're talking a lot of High Republic. We've been catching up on the comics. We just had the next episode of next issue of Trail of Shadows come out. High Republic 12 came out. We're talking High Republic Adventures number 11. Book of Boba Fett just dropped, so we're going to spend some time talking about that, and also deciphering some lore stuff.
Yes,
because it's been pretty funny. But yeah, how was your New Year's?
It was good. You know, the pandemic is like it reminds me of a bit by Jim Gaffigan where he's talking about fatherhood, but it pertains to the pandemic. Like his kids in the bit are like, I want to go outside, and then he goes, it's closed. And yeah, it's closed basically. Like we can't permeate into the masses anymore, and so we just had a small little get together with family and made some donuts. And that's all it'll have to be for now. But it was good. What about yours?
Yeah, I spent some time. Went over to my mom's place. You know, my family used to always try to do something special for New Year's. Sadly, they made me interrupt my viewing of The Last Jedi because I had timed it so that the Holdo maneuver would happen at midnight, but they wanted to watch other things. So I ended up watching Dune for the first time, and then we did the ball drop thing, made some burgers, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. Speaking of Dune, I can't help but feel like Oscar Isaac was the same character, just a lot older. Because he even talks about like, you know, I wanted to be a pilot, but like had the call to leadership. In Dune, and then also also since we found out he used to be a spice runner, it was just, I don't know, it just like I was like, what is this?
He went back in time.
Happening? So yeah, I came full circle.
Oh no, that means Dune is the future of Star Wars, right?
Yeah, Dune is the future. That's why he already knew stuff, because he had already had experience with it.
So, quick shout out to Jonathan Politz. Thank you so much for becoming a member of Squadron 7. Be sure to leave in the chat what starship you would like to pilot in, spiritually, of course. We don't have starships yet in the world, but you can choose a starship. Choco is piloting a Jedi Vector. And a lot of the members of Squadron 7 are piloting their favorite starships as well. Also, shout out to Jordy Jedi. Connor,
what's up, Connor?
Member for 7 months. That is crazy. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your support. As always, your continued support. And Connor says, you've helped me so much. I'm so happy you're here. I am so happy that everyone is here, including you, Connor. From the very beginning. And Chris says, the Lady Luck is always on a voyage, as it were.
Have we seen Cobra Kai season 4? I haven't seen Cobra Kai season 1, but I'm gonna start. I keep hearing awesome things about it.
It is good. I mean, I will preface it by saying the karate still sucks in comparison to real karate or karate, but
I thought it was karate.
Yeah, it's good. It's good though. I watched all of season 4. It was great. The story is awesome, and you know the karate between the younger cast has gotten tremendously better. But I still rag on Machio and Zabka for their I mean, Zabka is still he did study, but Machio still kind of looks awkward when he's doing it. And okay, here's a good analog. He looks like Finn Jones' Iron Fist all the time.
Okay, because at least in Iron Fist, eventually he got to put on a mask, and then someone else got to fight. You know, like that was cool, but I don't know.
But the story is still good. I would definitely start watching it. Let's see, Choco, you didn't redeem yourself by fixing the Thanos snap from last year's New Year.
True. Yeah, no, in 2019, my wife and I and some of our friends watched Infinity War. Yeah, this was in 2019, because that was right before Endgame came out. And so we watched it, and we timed it so that the Thanos snap would happen at midnight. And do you know how empty you feel inside when that's the start of your new year? We were just like sad and quiet. Like it wasn't triumphant, you know? It was just like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. And you're like, oh boy. And then and then a couple weeks later, COVID hit, and we're like, did we do that? Is this some type of omen?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could have made a viral video about that where y'all kind of just disappeared from the video on the snap. and left it playing for the whole 3-minute video.
Oh, nice.
just you're like, yay, and then it snaps, Happy New Year, and then you're like, and then like for 2.5 minutes there's nothing.
I tried to do because they actually made a Thanos snapping lens or camera. What do they call it? Filter.
Yeah.
On Facebook for a while. I was trying to bring it back because I had a Load and Greatstorm joke. It would have been a great joke, but sadly they've retired that filter.
Did y'all see that Charles Soule update? It said the High Republic has since gone on to generate multiple bestsellers, other big projects in the era we created, TV, games, animation, etc. Well, I mean,
I did not see that, but
they could mean that animation as in like their High Republic shorts for the character profiles that they did, but I'm not opposed to animation. I'm not opposed to it at all. Or TV. Like, was it just the High Republic show? No, there's definitely a TV show in the works, I'd imagine, right?
I certainly hope so. There better be. Like, I think the thing that we need the most, and I guess I'll die on this hill, but we need to have a story of Padawans, of what it's like to be a Padawan, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, get the inside scoop of the Jedi and what training means and all this stuff, because I think a lot of that gets lost in the sauce, you know.
I'm a huge fan of Zine, so if we got any kind of animation or TV show around the adventures characters, yes, including Court, I don't know if there's an analog, but I'll just put it like this. It's like the reverse of Bleach and the Arrancar. If you watched Bleach, instead of using the mask, it is shedding the mask and they become, like One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. I don't know if you because we will be talking a bit about the comic, but like I gotta say, them putting up like shirtless Markion Rowe.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah.
And you're just like, man, he's a unit.
Markion Rimbo.
The thing that made me think of that was seeing Malik in the chat. So shout out to Malik.
Himbo Row. I need more baby oil. Let's see here. We need the Acolyte, more info, more news. Yes, we do. Also, let's see. I'm trying to find the message here. Dob said, I see some clips of Cobra Kai, but the acting doesn't seem great. So, of course, there's a lot of like new actors in there, and it's like C to B tier acting, but there are a lot of standouts. What matters is, like, for me, I like it because of the story and how much tribute it pays to Pat Morita. And it really kind of like brings things full circle, but no spoilers here. Brooke says Kylo Ren is a descendant of Markion, confirmed. Yes. By the way, we finally do have. It is finally Markion. If you, well, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but Thompson in Fallen Star says Markion finally, and Nihil, not Nihil. So I feel like the story grouper's like, Mark, we gotta get something clear, like this is not gonna work. We keep on tweeting these people and you keep on saying Marchion, but with the new book that's coming out, you'll hear it finally, Markion and Nihil. And I've always said Nihil, and I've always, every time I listened to the audiobook for Light of the Jedi. Starting with Light of the Jedi, I was like, Nihil. That pronunciation is very nihilistic.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to this week in Star Wars. What happened this week? I know you wanted to talk about what happened this week, but like you lost some lanks.
Yeah, well,
Xanatus 1138 super chatted $4.99. Happy New Year, guys. You can pry Martian pronunciation out of my cold dead hands.
Shout out to Xanatos for the $5 ramen drop. I mean, I'm not going to not bust down doors and be like, you must say Markion. I'm just saying, as lore people, we love official pronunciations, right?
We love anything like official, because there's certain things that people are on the fence about. Yeah, and we love to get that final word. Real quick, I want to respond to Emperor Holocron. He said, I don't know if y'all played SWTOR, but one criticism of the High Republic I have
The Podwins
is that I think
podcast
it's
super chatted
regressed.
$5.
Okay, go.
One of the criticisms of the High Republic that I have is I think it's regressed the galaxy too much in terms of technology and science, with hyperspace being new.
That is a valid criticism to make if you are coming from the Old Republic. But at the same time, that was my criticism of the Old Republic. I felt like
nothing had changed.
Yeah.
It's the same Republic, and the ships looked the same. And you know, you can look at a ship and be like, oh, this one's rounded. That means that they're good guys, and this one's sharp and pointing means that they're bad guys. No, I definitely get what you're saying. And I think I'm in the same camp where that's one of the reasons I like it. Now, it's not saying that hyperspace was new, because hyperspace had been around, like it did allude to the hyperspace like prospectors and stuff, but that was still generations prior. What is new is the expansion. And I actually did enjoy that, because the stuff that's on the Outer Rim is on the Outer Rim for a reason. There hasn't been a lot of stuff yet out there yet, you know? I don't know.
it was just a product of SWTOR being an MMO, right? They needed to add planets. They needed to add more galaxy. And, as a product as a product of that circumstance, they made the galaxy bigger and technology bigger in the Old Republic, and it didn't really make sense. It didn't really jive well with the current the Lucas canon. But this is why they're separate continuities, right? So like the Old Republic can exist, and so can the High Republic. And I love the Old Republic is still my favorite era, and then the High Republic is my favorite era, is my second favorite, but first favorite in canon. So we all can love all of these different things. And shout out to Podwan's podcast, Luke, $5 for the ramen drop. Didn't provide a message. So unfortunately, Luke, you did not super chat.
Super chatted.
You super dropped $5. But yeah, if you guys, if you are going to super chat, leave a message so that our resident voice in the head can say you super chatted. Or unless no, I think it did say that Pod One's super chatted $5, right? Okay, so never mind. Disregard what I'm saying. What's up, Choco? What's going on this week?
Yeah, I mean, this week obviously we had a Book of Boba Fett drop to some oddly mixed reviews. I enjoyed it, but one of the things I wanted to touch on that I just couldn't find the link is Delilah S. Dawson who wrote the Phasma book, which if you haven't read it, it's crazy. It's like Mad Max, but in Star Wars. It's a weird journey, and somehow it's also the book Galaxy's Edge is a sequel to the Phasma book. It's crazy because the characters cross over, even though it's a very different like story. both really good. But she made some remarks of like,
Cal4 super chatted $5. Let me just squeeze right in here with a super chat. Much love to the Dyad, always. Here's to another amazing year of positivity and love in the fandom.
I love it. No, but she had some remarks of like, she wants to write more Phasma stories. Like she would like to write a story of Phasma maybe escaping. And I wanted to kind of, send it to you and see what you think, or if they could write that in a way that would make sense.
So yeah, I would have to have the link, but I think they can. I think they can do whatever the hell they want. They can write a book that happens in a week. A lot of these stories that we're used to them have it happening over a couple of months. But so here's my pitch for like the next book. I think if they should write an intimate story that happens over the course of a few days. That would be cool. But shout out to Cal4 for the $5 ramen drop. We were not laughing at the much love.
The Podwins podcast super chatted $5. Happy New Year. Keep being amazing and I can't wait to see what this year's holds for you guys. Super chat.
Wow. Wow.
That's makes me feel all funny.
The voice in the head, our resident voice in the head says super chat. But when it's a super chat, like one word, it's a super chat. But let me just say, we weren't laughing at Cal's much love to the Dyad always. Here's to another amazing year. We love you, man. We appreciate your support. We were laughing at let me just squeeze right in here with a super chat. That was a funny sentence. And also shout out to Luke. Thank you for the additional $5 ramen drop. Happy New Year to you, man. And I need to be on the pod once. At some point.
Oh, you haven't been up there yet?
I don't think so.
For shame.
I think they've been covering the Clone Wars, right? So
yeah, just specific arcs. Also, I want to shout out it's Victoria, y'all, because Victoria's one of my favorite people. And so, amazing cosplayer. You should check out their stuff.
Absolutely, it's Victoria, y'all, on TikTok. Some great cosplay, some My Hero, some Soul Eater. Have you seen Soul Eater?
I have not, but the way you said some, I just kept thinking you're about to go into somebody wants to, like, you have the same vocal quality as the lead singer of Smash Mouth, apparently.
Snotmouth? Is that what?
Something like that.
I actually thought that I was gonna go into my Christopher Walken, like, My Hero cosplay, some Soul Eater cosplay.
Gotcha.
Trick or treat. Everybody knows that joke, right? No? Okay. Well, I'm done.
We got shout out to Kiki as well.
Shout out to Kiki, one of my favorite people.
The force is strong with this one.
And shout
Star
out
Wars Lawyer super chatted $20.22. Here's to another successful year of Dyad in the Force and a year of exponential growth for our community and the positivity and the fandom. For light and life. There are more of us.
Chris, Star Wars Lawyer. Shout out to the GOAT of There Are More of Us.
Yeah.
The 2022. I see what you did there. Ramen drop. Here's to another successful year of Dyad in the Force. We appreciate your support and we appreciate you being here, Chris. As I said, GOAT of There Are More of Us.
And the community keeps growing, and we need to keep it growing, keep it going, keep it moving, and hopefully we'll be spreading and hitting people on Twitter and YouTube as well. But yeah, Chris had this awesome series of, if you don't follow Star Wars Lawyer, please do on TikTok. But someone had posted, who's carrying Star Wars TikTok, and Chris wasn't having it because there's more of us. And he made a series of amazing creators, some of which I haven't even seen because I'm still guarded by my own.
$2. Happy New Year to the Dyad _JPoggers. Super shit.
Super shit.
It didn't didn't even try to hide it.
No. That was so. Oh my gosh. Super shit.
Yes. Star Wars Lawyer on Twitch as well. Please follow.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
The force is
Chris.
strong with this one.
Jonathan Pollitt super chatted $5. Don't know what to say other than I love the content.
Thank you, Jonathan Pullitz, for the $5 ramen drop. We're going crazy right now. We have so much ramen, including Luke, who is currently eating ramen. I mean, yes, super shit. Our resident. Why does my camera just keep on like going down? I need a new mount. There's all of the posters. Okay. Wow. This is crazy.
It's
Our resident
sinking pretty
voice in the head is just shameless. Oh
The
man.
force is strong with this one.
Geordie Jedi super chatted $2.65. Love a good chat.
This is the new, you know? This is the new. Just a whole bunch of shats.
Yeah, just shat all over the place.
Oh my gosh, here it comes.
The force is strong with this one.
Kiki from the PNW super chatted $5. Happy New Year, and here's to all the thirsty Boba Fett content we're about to see this month.
Thank you.
Especially all the Twi'lek fans. They all got an iPhone.
Xanatus 1138 super chatted $4.99. I just wanted to make the voice say super shit again.
Sometimes it just decides that it's not an A, you know?
Yeah. It's like Xanatos super shatted. I just want to make the voice a super shit. Thank you, Kiki from the PNW. Go follow her. She got her account back finally. That is Black PNW Lady, or is that PNW Black PNW Lady, and Cascadian Lady. Go follow those two accounts. Thank you for the $5 ramen drop. Here's to all of the thirsty Boba Fett content. Yes.
And now,
The force is strong
Dob.
with this one.
Cal4 super chatted $5. Super shit, hey.
What?
Hey,
God.
that's hilarious.
What's
That's
the
awesome.
name of our voice? Our voice in the head.
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna need.
Oh my
I
God.
feel like knowing us, we gotta pull something from canon. You know. What do you think?
This is gonna be tough.
All right. We'll have to, or we can have a contest with have people come up with names for us. Everyone in the chat, what do you think our announcer droid should be named?
Yeah. Name the voice, people. But I will have to shout out Xanatos1138. Thank you for the $5 ramen drop. Cal4 again, additional $5. Everyone going hard for that super shats. Super shit.
The force is strong with this one.
Harith Productions super chatted $2. Super shit, ha 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 ha.
Oh my God. Y'all have to name this voice immediately. Like that got me so hard.
Luke just calls it Shaddy.
Shaddy. So is he like an SH4T droid? Oh my gosh, that's it, right?
That's the name. I feel like that's
Shaddy. Chris with the 6-month resub. Name her S9 for Super Chat.
The force is strong
Yeah,
with this
we
one.
could.
Geordie Jedi super chatted $2.65. Super chat, pa ha ha ha.
That okay? Writing super chat legitimately doesn't work, but it's still funny because she said "pa ha 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 ha" like with auto tune on and stuff. This is absolutely crazy. Thank you guys so much for dropping all of your holiday money, as Kiki said. You know, not everyone's spending their holiday money to hear a computer. Hold on, to hear a computer say "shat." I thought it said "shat" rolling on the floor.
Yeah, so SH-4T, I believe, is the official name.
Yes, it is.
Seconded.
I second this. SH4T or Shatty or Shatter.
The force is strong with this one.
Geordie Jedi super shattered $1.33.
Thank you, Connor, for the additional single. Singles Inferno. Watch it on Netflix if you're into, Korean singles. I know you watch some of it with your wifey, or you're about to.
Yeah, she.
Jonathan Pollitt super shattered $5. SH40 is perfect. Do it.
Oh my gosh. SH4T or just like R2 and 3PO, it'll be Super Shat, right? Or Shatty.
Yeah.
Shatty 5000.
Shatty like a memory in my head that it keeps on coming like super shattered. Ha ha ha.
Oh gosh, you guys are making
I
this.
think we remember we were gonna talk about stuff.
Yeah, I know. Y'all are making this just an absolute banger of an episode, the first episode of the year. I didn't expect all of this for Super Shit and Super Chat, but y'all are some real people out there. Thank you so much for dropping all of your holiday money and your support, because we're going to have another great year of Dyad in the Force, and it's going to be incredible. Tommy P, long time no see.
Huh. I see what you did there. How you be?
We haven't seen you in the podcast in a while, but I figured you'd have been busy.
Busy school stuff. Tommy P's out doing the damn thing,
With
Gotta
his
make moves.
with his lifestyle. I'm gonna try to rhyme for the rest of the episode. Because the more super chats that
we would
come
love
in,
to see that.
because the more super chats that come in, we about to explode. Now, if I can hand the mic over to Choco or Brandon, we might be able to have a guest on this podcast named Susan Sarandon. That was the only freaking rhyme I could come up with, dude.
I don't even know what to say.
Do we know Sarandon on the podcast?
I mean, it doesn't have to be a perfect rhyme. The name's Brandon, and we could say that was kind of random and keep going,
That is good. But now the ball's in your court now. You're going to have to rhyme for the next 20 seconds.
Oh, whew. I don't know. I don't know if I can rhyme because, like, I think fast, but you think faster. And in the rhyming, just like extemporaneously, I'm still a Padawan and you're the Jedi Master. So I'll try to work this through. So thanks for not being a bastard.
The force is strong.
Just call me Nancy Drew.
Harith Productions super shattered $2. All right, last one for SH.
That's all I got for now.
$1 super shit.
Hera, thank you so much for closing out the super shit train. It's much appreciated.
It's like a little train of poops.
Ain't nothing getting accomplished in this Boba Fett discussion, Kiki. That is correct. But, well, no, that isn't entirely true. We are accomplishing a lot. Just
not what was promised.
Yes.
No, but speaking of Boba Fett and the thirst thereof,
Body Jedi Super Shatted $2.65. Super shite.
Had to
works
put
too.
in the UK flair there.
yeah, Twi'leks were too hot, you know.
All right, let's go. Let's do this Boba Fett discussion. Let's do it.
The Twi'leks were a little too hot, in my opinion. But also seeing the thirst over the Gamorrean guards is also weird.
Right?
I
was like, I know Rikishi was cool, but like, why is everybody like all over their business now? That was a wrestling reference.
Oh, I don't know it. My bad.
Chris is saying, I don't know who talked first, SH4T, my voice, or the Dyad, equally at this point. So, okay, Book of Boba Fett. Finally here, we finally have a story for Boba Fett's return, how he survived. How was the episode for you?
I mean, I love seeing how he survived much better in canon than in Legends. If for those of you who aren't familiar with the Legends tale of it, at least the second time that more referencing, yes, a lot of people point out like Dengar found him and he had apparently blown up his jetpack to get out, but the actual story of it is kind of weird. So in Legends, they double down on the digest you for 1,000 years. Basically, he's in the Sarlacc and it starts speaking to him telepathically, and they're communicating and having a conversation. It's just really weird. It turns out that by digesting you for 1,000 years, it basically integrates everything that's alive that it eats into its system, but very slowly. And it turns out that he was actually talking to the consciousness of the very first person that the Sarlacc ate. And that person had begun to believe that they were the Sarlacc. And Boba Fett talks to him and then eventually manipulates them into using one of their tentacles to squeeze the jetpack, which blows up and frees him. And then he finds some of his grenades and then blows a hole and crawls out. And it was just a really weird and awkward story.
Yeah, it was weird listening to it.
So this version is a lot simpler. It makes a lot more sense.
Absolutely. Just the fact that, you know, all it took was a flamethrower. It's like less climactic, but also who cares? That's how he got out. But at the end of the day, it had lasting impacts on his body. Like, we didn't realize it because he had his armor on, right? But then, like, they took it off and he was still pretty scarred from it.
Yeah, bro was looking nasty. He's looking like he needs some chapstick. You need to rub some Jergens on him. He got some dry elbows. He was starting to look like Ben Grimm, the Thing.
I saw that video. They're not different. Are we even surprised that Lando ended up with Kasha? Nope.
No, that it makes more sense. The more you think about it, the more sense it makes.
I'm simping for Madame Garza.
Yeah.
I'm also simping for the girl that was beside Helmet Himbo as well. Are you like in the Helmet Himbo camp? I got that from Nicovalanian. I can never say his name, but Nick, you know who you are on TikTok. He said it in like an Open Circle Fleet live, and I was just like, yeah, Helmet Himbo, baby.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as a Twilight, she looked like a doe, you know, she had kind of eyes. That's all I'm saying.
She did. Oh, you know, it's all Twi'leks are sexy, to be honest. It's no wonder that, you know, they're very promiscuously portrayed. But I did like that Madame Garza was very kind of, you know, sophisticated almost.
Yeah.
But it feels like Twi'leks, outside of like Hera and like the main people on Ryloth, out in like the underworld, the Twi'leks are like the go-to dancers and
I mean, they're
entertainers.
just the Asari for Star Wars.
That's true. That's true. But the Asari had like the elegance about them, right? Like the consorts.
Some of them.
Love the ep. Love to see him actually fight to survive than just being a boss all the time. Well, that's the thing, right? And this is the point that I wanted to bring up to Choco as well when we're talking about this episode is that small little scuffle with those Crimson Dawn assassins made it he needed to go back to the Bactopod, and this is like me trying to justify that the Sarlacc pit had lasting damage on his body and he's still healing from it. Whether or not he's going to be healed fully from the effects of it remains to be seen, but at this point I'm thinking that he has to revisit the Bactopod like Vader has to revisit his chamber.
Which would be in a very obvious reason why he's trying to become a crime boss, and rather than being mobile. He's not as mobile as he once was, you know?
Yeah, but I also think that if we're looking at a Boba Fett that's turning a new leaf. And remember that this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi, right? So there was 5 years of his life that he was escaping from the Sarlacc and then in captivity with the Tuskens. And the last thing we see is the chief, Asherad Het, handing him some water, and Boba Fett's like his face acting said that he was like appreciative of this gesture. Like the chief knew Boba Fett's the one that killed Jeffrey. I have so many names for you. I'm so sorry. Crimson Dawn Assassins, I'm just going off of it right now. That's not canonically confirmed. I'm just saying that they looked like Crimson Dawn Assassins. Also, the monster at the end, we're calling him Jeffrey for now. And my current theory for the Tusken Chief is a canonized Asherad Het. Which is not like saying that he's going to turn into Darth Krayt. I'm just saying that's a Tusken Chief named Asherad Het.
All right, what is the over or the under on will Boba end up like having a thing with the Sand Woman that whooped his ass?
Yeah, I think he will. I'm sorry, you asked for an over under. I was like, yes. His time with the Tuskens is surely going to, inform his at least his character adjustments. Yeah. When people think he's out of character, but I'm like, no, he's still the same way. It's just adjusted a little bit with some more insight.
Well, I mean, I even had someone in my chat, in my comment section, being like, "Why didn't he like kill that little kid or whatever?" And you're like, bro, even in the Clone Wars, he wouldn't have murdered like helpless children. Remember he actually helped that one escape from having to be married to that creepy dude. And we've seen him have heart every time we've seen him in the Clone Wars, and beyond that, he has no character.
Yeah. You see that graphic that was going around Twitter? What we thought Boba Fett was, what he actually is.
Oh yeah.
And on the right, what he actually is doesn't support rape. So you thought he did. Right?
It was so
by virtue of elimination.
That graphic, oh my god, that graphic! It's like, yeah, they made him soft because he likes consent. Like that was so wild, especially because even in Legends, like that's what separated him from the Mandalorians in Legends, is because something bad happened to to Mirta Gev, and he went off. And so even then, he wouldn't support it. But like, why was this on it? Like, it was also like racism and like stuff like that. Like, it's, I don't know, it was the graphic itself was harmless, but there was people taking the graphic and then adding their added thing to it. Was just deplorable.
Yeah.
But that leads me to a question. Is Boba Fett a Mandalorian?
No. And I wanna preface this by saying he is still badass regardless. Like, I know there are some people who need him to be Mandalorian, and there are some people who believe him to be Mandalorian, but he is not. So Choco, what is that? So this is the thing about being lore masters. We operate on the information we have thus far. So Choco, what do we have on foundlings in Mandalorian culture?
Yeah. So in Mandalorian culture, I want to say we largely think about foundlings backwards. Being a foundling means that you are under the care of a Mandalorian and accepted as one of their own, treated exactly the same as one of their own, until you are either returned to your people, which is what Grogu was a foundling. Grogu was returned, therefore he is no longer a foundling. Or they come of age, and then you also stop being a foundling at that point in time, and you can choose to take the creed and become a Mandalorian like Din Djarin did, or you could go be a teacher or a, I don't know, motorcycle enthusiast. You could be a cosplayer or whatever, but you get to make that decision yourself, and you're no longer a foundling.
Yeah, so I got a comment in one of my recent videos saying how trustworthy is the armor? Isn't that just the cult? Isn't that just like the children of the Watchways? And there's a valid point to be made there, but as lore people, we are operating on the information we have thus far.
So the question always becomes, what assumptions are you making? Because I had something very similar. Like, isn't it possible that this is just, through the lens of this small cult or whatever over here? And you're like, well, I mean, I suppose it's possible that could be written into a story if they so choose. And if they do, I'm going to cover that story. But right now, I can't just make up my own story. Like, that's literally what headcanon is.
Yes.
Is you made up your own story, maybe to fill in a gap, maybe to change something, maybe to put two people together. I as someone that has a lore channel, I can't do that. I can't just make up my own story and then tell you guys that it's canon, because if I do that, you won't trust the stuff that I say anymore.
Yeah, we can always make videos that are presented as our headcanons or like our theories, as I always do when I made the video that said, hey, look, this is Crimson Dawn's logo. That means Quinlan Voss is showing up. Like, these are jokes, of course, and it's a running gag at this point. But when we're trying to present what is canon fact, we have to present that using the information and context that's available. So even if that could be the way things work based on that cult or based on the Children of the Watch, that is the only information we have. Now, should Bo-Katan in like Mandalorian season 3 provide more framework for what makes a Mandalorian, then we will update the criteria. But as it stands right now, Jango was only a foundling, and we have nothing else. Now, beyond what it means to be a foundling and what makes you a Mandalorian, we have so many, we have so much less for than against. We have more against. So, Almec from the Clone Wars says Jango is not a Mandalorian. He doesn't know where he got that armor. So we don't even know, like, canonically speaking, we don't even know if the person that gave him the armor that made him a foundling was also a Mandalorian, like was still a Mandalorian. Yeah,
and additionally, that thing that Almec said, Dave Filoni has gone on the record saying George Lucas made me put that in there. George Lucas like literally was like, hey, put this in there so they know he's not a Mandalorian. Like,
Yeah.
And you can look at, he said it on an interview with Rebel Force Radio, I want to say. But so we have that. We have the intent. We have Bo-Katan saying he's not a Mandalorian, to which he replied, I never said that I was. He approaches Din and he's like, I want that armor.
Are you a Mandalorian?
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the galaxy like my father.
Yeah.
And then what does he ask him right after that? He says, did you take the creed? And Boba says, my allegiance is to no one. And you're like, that's pretty damning, you know? But
we have so many.
That's the difference. Oh yeah, just because that's the difference between proof and evidence. That's evidence against it. It's not proof. But we have way more evidence that suggests he's not a Mandalorian. And we have zero. Even if I pull up, you know, the Star Wars book, go to StarWars.com, go to the Star Wars Encyclopedia that was updated this past September. If I go to the Clone Wars Encyclopedia that was dropped in October, all of these things, when it comes to every single Mandalorian, confirms, right? I have information that confirms that Sabine is a Mandalorian, that Satine is a Mandalorian, that Bo-Katan, that Almec, all of these people confirmed in all of these sources.
Even Din Djarin.
And Din Djarin. There's no confirmation for Boba or for Jango in any of those places. And of course, there not being proof isn't proof that they're not, but there's no reason to say that they are. You have to prove that you are something in order to be considered it.
Yes. And this is my contention with Wikipedia. If you're watching, I know you guys follow me now. I know it's not one person, but like Wikipedia followed me. So if you're watching this, tell your contributors. Jango Fett is not a Mandalorian, confirmed. You cannot put that in his bio and cite the episode saying that he was a foundling. Like when you read Jango Fett, Mandalorian bounty hunter, and then you go to the citation, it points to the episode where it says, this is my chain code. My father was a foundling. Or your father was a foundling. So it's not.
Now, I guess, with all the information that we have, the way my brain strings it together, because I don't care if he is or isn't.
Yeah.
Actually, I think if he is, it weakens his character because it means he's terrible at it. Like he never cares about Mandalore or the Mandalorians or his people or their lore or any of that stuff. So like if he is one, he's kind of like bad at it. But the way my brain strings it together is it would make perfect sense if what Almec said was right. That guy's not a Mandalorian. I don't know where he got that armor from. Well, the chain code says Jango was a foundling. Why does it say that? If you become a Mandalorian, you are no longer a foundling. So it implies he got the armor while he was a foundling. So I can see something where it's like a teenage Jango and he's helping out Jaster Muriel. Jaster's probably a Mandalorian. Of course, by the way, what I'm saying right now, it's not canon. This is just the way I see it. Because he's a teenager and he's helping out, you know, Jaster Muriel dies, but gifts him his armor in death. And that's how it gets passed on. Jango then leaves. He's now of age and he leaves and goes and just does his own thing. And that is the simplest story that fits all of the information that we currently have. I go by Occam's razor, you know?
That's it. And Brooke says it just right. Regardless if he is Mando or not, it's clear he doesn't want anything to do with the culture and doesn't consider himself one. And that goes hand in hand with consent too. If he doesn't identify as a Mandalorian, why y'all gotta push Mandalorian on him? Like,
Sorry, we're talking about this so much, but somehow
Yeah.
it's become a hot topic in the.
I just
content
imagine a
both of us make.
group of Boba Fett diehard fans going in. It's like, yeah, our favorite Mandalorian, and Boba Fett's just sitting. He's like, I'm not a Mandalorian. I don't care about Mandalore, that glass planet. He's like, you're a great Mandalorian. Oh my gosh. All he wants to do is just live his life.
Let him be, man. Let him be. Let him do his thing.
Brooke, Galactic Mermaid said exactly. A creed is more about belief and culture than being born. So yeah, there are by birth Mandalorians. There's the houses and the families. But even if there was by birth, he wasn't birthed. Anyways, we just need you guys to know that, like, you back? You back?
So,
are we back, guys? Leave it in the chat.
Who cut out? Okay, who cut out? Was it me or was it you?
I lost y'all when I was speaking.
Yes.
Press F in the chat if you guys can like, if we're back. All right, good. Oh, that's you. All right, we got an F from Tommy P. We got a wee F from Luke. Okay, it looks like we're back.
What were you saying?
I was saying, when we say canon fact or canon facts, it is in no way an effort to stomp on people's head canons. So, like, for example, when I made that video, like, corroborating props to history, that is canonically Nick Sant, that portrayal. And then canonically, there is a portrayal of Rex also in I Am a Clone Trooper. So canonically, I Am a Clone Trooper portrays Rex, and in Return of the Jedi, that portrays Nick Sant. Now, whether or not you want a headcanon that Nick Sant character is Rex is completely up to you guys. So we're just saying the facts don't line up with Boba being a Mando. Boba doesn't want to be a Mando. Yeah, he can still be a badass. You guys can still thirst after him. Kiki and Brooke.
Yeah. Oh, also, just so you guys know, if you see me looking off to the right a lot, that's because I was house sitting a dog and it chewed through the HDMI cable connected to one of my monitors, and something popped in the monitor. And so, like, and it's a monitor I use for work. And so for some reason now the HDMI still works kind of, but the display port that's connected to that computer doesn't work anymore. So I got to replace out the monitor and all this stuff, and it got all wacky. But anyways, that's why I have to look over here right now.
Kiki said I'd thirst after him even if he didn't have a helmet. That changes things. Anyways. No. Let's go to Road to Fallen Star. Or wait, let's go back to Book of Boba Fett. Really quickly, I want to know your predictions for Chapter 2.
Ooh, for Chapter 2, I mean, we're gonna get that girl riding in on her classic 50s motorcycle. Just it was oddly designed. Even the color is very classic 50s. But yeah, we're gonna get we're gonna step into some more conflict. I maintain that those assassins were sent by the mayor. The mayor's aide. I said this in my video. Mayor's aide, also known as JB, said, "Don't be surprised if you're visited by another delegation." And he said so in a very, like, I don't know. You know, he was plotting something. So I believe that since he didn't give the tribute, that he sent them after him. Like, I'm going to take this guy out. He's moving in on my territory. And yeah, so I think we're going to get the conflict with the mayor. And I think the mayor's going to be the mini boss. And that's going to lead into the rest of the season. So who knows? Maybe whoever is the mayor is put in charge and being propped up by Crimson Dawn, and that's where the assassins come from. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Jonathan, as much as I want that to be a thing, Dr. Aphra, I believe, is canonically of Asian. Like, she is portrayed like the story group confirmed that she is supposedly ethnically Asian, and that girl that we see doesn't look like it. I may be wrong. I don't want to assume their ethnicity, but also way too young, right? Am I seeing that girl correctly? Like, she looked young.
Yeah, no, she just looks like has a young Emma Stone energy.
Like almost like a 17-year-old vibe to it.
Yeah, which is why people were supposing she might be Aelin Vale, which is Boba Fett's Legend's daughter, but I don't believe so.
Okay.
Who knows? Who knows? So, I mean, I'm sure Boba had a life after he left Krait's Claw, and he probably did some stuff. You know, he left Krait's Claw and struck out on his own. And I'm just trying to think, because it's talked about a little bit in one of the short stories and From a Certain Point of View, Empire Strikes Back. We get to visit that bounty hunters meeting aboard the Star Destroyer from the perspective of Boba Fett.
Yeah. Luke says, I think we see the mayor, who is the Ithorian, in the trailer. That is true. In the updated trailers, they do in fact caption it the mayor when the Ithorian is speaking, or when Din is translating.
Mm-hmm.
Han and Kira love child. Maybe. I don't think. Oh man. I mean, I do think that Kira will show up, but man, that just adds like a whole like.
Yeah, that's a whole
drama.
layer. And
as much as I wanted to, as much as I'd be interested to see that happen, I don't think that's the case. You know what? I'm gonna say it. How much you want to bet it's just an original character that is new?
I also want it to be an original character that's new, but it's not going to stop me from speculating. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, of course. You mean mommy? Sorry, mommy. Sorry, mommy.
Also, like, if they did bring in, like, you know, Mirta Gev, I just really wouldn't want them to wipe away the fact that they were Kithar.
Mm-hmm.
And that person who rode up didn't have any of the marks or anything like that, the tattoos. So I know that's really small and probably stupid, but like...
Yes, Cal. Like, my mount has gotten like squiggly. Like it's lost its constitution. It's just like Omega original would be best. I mean, it could be Omega too, but like I kind of feel like personally, I'm over seeing who could be a returning character. That's
Except
not me.
Quinlan Foss.
Yeah, but that's not me saying I'm against returning characters. I'm just over like looking at like the pores of their skin and be like, that's a character from the Clone Wars. Like, you know, I know some people were like, hey, there could be Hadala Fardi as well. Like reinserting her into the story somehow. I just know that at the end of the day, I wouldn't be disappointed if it's a totally new character. And so with that, we move to the Road to Fallen Star. If you guys care about spoilers at all for Trail of Shadows issue 3, High Republic issue 12, and High Republic Adventures issue 11, we will be talking about what happens there, but just ambiguously. And of course, leading into Tuesday's big release of Fallen Star. That's why it's called Road to Fallen Star. So things are going down in the High Republic right now. The Jedi are hunting down the Eye, which is presumed to be Lorna D at this
The
point.
force is strong with this one.
Cal4 super chatted $5, bringing back the super chat to help you get a new camera mount. You poor soul. Were you higher? Psh.
That struck me so much more funny than I thought it would. But it's like, hi, push. Like, I wish I could play. Can I play it again? Let me play it again.
The force is strong with this one.
You can.
Cal4 super chatted $5, bringing back the super chat to help you get a new camera mount. You poor soul. Were you higher? Psh.
Push.
Chef. Thanks, Cal, for the additional $5 ramen drop. Yes, I will be getting a new one.
Oh, geez, that one. Maybe if you.
I'll just let it get to my level. We'll slowly sink down as the as the podcast continues. As people talk about having depression, I think the Mount has depression right now.
Just I don't know, rub it.
Sure. We'll go there. I just started watching Letterkenny, thanks to Kiki, by the way, and like, I feel like you could be in the show with the amount of euphemisms that you have for things. Have you seen Letterkenny?
Nope, don't even know what it is.
Oh, geez. Open up Hulu and search Letterkenny. You'll thank me, and I'll thank by proxy Kiki later. It's freaking hilarious. It's based on like a fictional town in Canada, but it's you just have to watch it to know what's up with it.
Okay.
All right, so back on. Yes, Letterkenny is hilarious. Thank you, Luke. So back on point. The Jedi is hunting Lorna D, and they are on the verge of like having a breakthrough with their hunt for the Nihil. And we're seeing some really, really angry Avar. Choco, talk about what happens in 12.
I mean, yeah. Avar is losing her stuff, and it's interesting to see because she was. It makes it very clear. How do I put this? It makes me think of the book Dark Disciple, where Dooku is responsible for like the death of an entire flotilla of refugees, and there's like, this is too much. Enough is enough. Like he gotta go. That's kind of where Avar is in this. Is like enough is enough. Our people are getting petrified, literally. Yeah. No, she was going to go ham on them, but in a controlled way because we also had Skier there who was ready to go ham. But not in the same manner.
Absolutely. So we found out that the Trandoshans, and stop me if I'm like jumping ahead, but we found out that the Trandoshans have a severe like racial disease or species-specific disease that inhibits their connection to the Force, and it seems to be what's affecting him. But I do want to go back to her trying to stop the Lorna D's ship because holy, like Ren and Stimpy, veins popping out, like snot and face, Avar. That was a crazy panel, and the way she like brought the hammer down on Skier was scary. But then like you see how she's trying to kind of cope with it because as she takes away his lightsaber, she like pouts to herself. Like she knows that like she's going like into the deep end here.
Yeah, we should have been able to stop her. We should have been enough, and she's feeling the failure. And I don't think she's ever. I think she's been such a badass for so long that she may not know how to deal with failure. You know, she's not Elzar Mann.
No, she's not. And then they're back on Starlight Beacon, and she's like yelling at Elzar and the council. She wants to get back into the thick of it.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting because the two comics kind of cross over here, largely.
Yes.
But keep going.
But yeah, like she wants to get a the Ataraxia back to being flight worthy using a path engine that they scavenged from, what is that place called? Grisal or Dalna? Where did they find it? Dalna or Grisal?
I don't recall.
But they're retrofitting it into the Ataraxia, and they're going to find the Great Hall that the Nile used to be stationed at. And along the way, like, Kiev is showing some very, very interesting doubts about her abilities. Excuse me. And Avar, like, our failure on, what was the planet that they were on?
I'm bad at remembering planet names. So
we were just there. So, like, Avar describes that mission as a failure. And Kiev is, like, losing her mojo. She's losing her confidence. And she, like, compels Skier to rejoin the fray. And I feel like that's dangerous. Because not only is the Trandoshan disease affecting their Skier's connection to the Force, but it is making him primal and feral.
yeah, it's making him have to choose between the two. It's very it's like a cross between Doc Connors from Spider-Man and Cable. You know, actually it's more Cable than anything else, but the lizard aspect of it. For any of you that don't know, the X-Men character Cable has a techno-organic virus, and he's a very powerful telepath, but he has to telekinetic, but he has to spend all of that energy holding back this virus that's trying to take over his body. So you'll never see him use those abilities, very rarely. And then he turns into a robot, essentially. it's kind of badass. But Skier's going through the same thing. When his conscious mind is focused on holding back the feral half of the primal part of him from taking over, he has trouble controlling the Force in that state, which means that once he goes feral, he has full Force control, but not of himself.
Yes.
I think that could be a force of nature to deal with. Yeah, much like my fave, Saba 17.
Did they ever touch on that with Saba?
No, not the disease or anything like that, but their species going through periods of time where they're being feral like this is actually a big plot point in the Fate of the Jedi series.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, going from there, like they're off. Like, they're gonna take the risk. Like, Skier, pending the decision of the Jedi Council, is rejoining the fray, and they're gonna go off to the Great Hall and try to find the Eye. And the thing that worries me the most is knowing that they still think it's Lorna D. Which brings us to Adventures, where we see Swole Markion Rowe, like, talking to, who's he talking to? The
Dude
rat,
is a unit.
The rat. What's his name?
Oh, no. That's not High Republic Adventures.
Oh, that's Trail of Shadows, right?
Yeah, Trails for Shadows, and he's talking to the Chadrafan doctor.
What's his name?
What's his name? I want to say Dr. Typho, but that's not it because that's thinking of Captain Typho.
Marswollian.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're making plans of their own, and they're having to track down this. Now I'm trying to remember the name of the species. The thing that the Chedrafan doctor is hiding.
Well, sorry, I was too busy sending you a picture of shirtless Marchion, if you want to display for the kind people. It's not a spoiler. There's no spoilers in this issue, but we're also talking spoilers. But if you want to see what a beefcake this dude is, it is there. But species that they're looking for is a Tarnab.
Okay. So what happens in Trail of Shadows issue 3?
Yeah, so the plot thickens. That's for sure. And
Thick.
Speaking of thick, Marchion Bro. Damn, why am I doing that now?
It's tough, man. It's tough.
But yeah, we start to get some more information on what's going on behind the scenes, because there's someone who has been, talking about selling this tool, and it meets the same criteria as what happened, at the end of Rising Storm. And we know from the previous episodes that they're tracking down this Tarnab because he's a beast. But yeah, we find out that they're in cahoots, that the Nile are kind of falling apart at their seams.
Yeah.
But what's more interesting to me is they actually touch on a lot of interpersonal stuff between Jedi in this, and it's a little spicy. So
It is spicy, and I do want to point out the conversation went a certain way that I don't think people will initially pick up. But I felt like there was hints at it being a menage a trois.
oh yeah, no, everyone's talking about the polycule. That is the big three.
Yes.
at what role everyone plays, I don't know. My mind, for me, just assumes that they may have had their separate times, or it may have been at the same time. I don't know, but there is clearly some romantic entanglements going on between Avar and
Elzar and Stellan.
And Stellan. I couldn't think of Stellan's name for some reason. But before this, we didn't know Stellan, had a hand in there.
Well, as Chris points out, he's trying to find out about Emmerich and Cyan. It's or Cyan, but by the end of this issue, I feel like things are about to as Choco faces.
Huh? It's about to go down. Yeah, basically at the end, she looks at him. She's like, "You look like you need someone to hold you too." And he's like, "Well, if the office at the table."
We would love to see that, wouldn't we? We would love to see that. And then as soon as she hugs Emmerich, he's like, "Now you speak in my language." And then Chris says, all right. Yeah, Emmerich and Cyan are, there's something blooming there for sure. And it crosses over with all the High Republic adventures where Lula is just down in the dumps. She's lost her confidence. She's lost her ambition. And she's filled with so many emotions that she can't control. And she talks about, how the Jedi always train you to not be controlled by your emotions, and to be the one in control always. This is like Miyagi-Do karate. But this turns into like a buckets of blood Grand Jedi race through Starlight Beacon, where apparently like the most important takeaway for this issue was there are no rules. And, you know, as Emmerich and Cyan are going through the Starlight Beacon in Trail of Shadows, they run into, I believe, a couple of Padawans, including Ram, Jomaram. And this also happens in High Republic Adventures, where Ram is running through and he's like, "Hi, pretty lady that I've never met." And this is just it seems like a filler issue, but it's fun. And
Yeah, it was fun.
I actually liked Lula more in this issue, knowing what she was going through, because it wasn't just like
Lula has just been this prodigy
yes.
this entire time, but and we've heard her have doubts before, and we had Vernestra talk to her about it briefly in the opening to Race to Crash Point Tower, but yeah, to actually see it in her comic it hit harder.
Yeah. What's up, Star Wars Timeline? Hey boys, happy holidays to you all. Wishing you both tons of health and good fortune in YouTube subs. We appreciate it. Your support is appreciated. Thank you for tuning in, as always, for the first ever episode of 2022. Also, thank you guys for all of your ramen drops. It's made this episode quite a special episode to start the year off with. And yeah, so all right. My camera mount is melting. My internet is melting. Can you hear me, Choco?
It's interesting because I don't know if y'all can see me right now. But I'm back in the the Video.Ninja studio, and I can't see Pep. I can only see the stream that's up there. So we will
I'm in here.
We'll see what's happening, and hopefully
Can you hear me?
the stream will catch up. Oh,
Can you hear
stream
me?
is caught up. Okay. Yeah, I can't see you in the call, Pep.
1 second. Am I back?
Yes, I can hear you now.
And oh man, I'm like slinked in my chair trying to get into camera here. Okay, yeah, y'all can hear me and see me in the chat, but Choco is now muted. He doesn't
Testes 1 2. Can you hear me?
tell them to press a button.
Press C. Put a C in the chat for Choco chatting. Put a C in the chat if you can hear me. Okay. We got a C. Perfect.
Okay. So, yeah, we're at the end of the episode anyway. We're about to wrap things up, but I just wanted to say one thing. In addition to all of the thanks and for all of your support and for tuning in and making this one of the best year-starting episodes of Dyad in the Force, going to Fallen Star, there's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of emotions running around. It's the state of the High Republic and the Jedi is in dire straits. So if you thought Fallen Star, based on like the cover art and all of the promotional material, if you thought that Fallen Star was going to be a heavy hitter, like the context with which these comics are leading into it's gonna be even more of a tragedy. And I want to prepare you all for tears. It's gonna happen. And I say this just with the information
I'm
from
so
the comics.
angry right now.
So I'm gonna give you guys, starting from the Fallen Star episode of Dyad in the Force is happening on the 15th. I'm gonna give you guys like a little over a week to finish this book. I know that we usually do it on the Saturday of, but I wanted to include a lot more people into the discussion. So this is we're gonna start wrapping up. We're out of time, but like our Fallen Star episode is going to be on the 15th, and next week, given the status of Choco's having read it, we'll do like a first impressions type of episode, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Yes. And for those of you curious, yes, I've been told many times that I was going to be receiving an early copy, and it just never came. Or it's still on the way.
Delays.
It's still on the way. There's been delays. But the book industry has, in general, just been hit by shortages and all that stuff. So it's a thing. But I will have it read by this weekend. So yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about it.
All right. So let's see if this camera can do its job. I'll just hold it up for this closing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are out of time. I would like to thank all of our members. Yoink. Saint Pat, Kiosco Hecho, Grandmaster Bale, Harith Productions, DePaul, Mentally Ill Sith Lord, Nerd Connor, Gray, Levi Bond, Massa, X-Core Gamer Skills, Calfor, Foyer, Calfor, Cart2D2, Corellia Coffee Works, Brian with the beard, Brian with the bread, Brian with the beard bread, Brian with the bread beard, Choco, my Dyad, Arya L, Johnsky, Julia Christine, Xanatos 1138, and Star Wars Scholar, Star Wars Lawyer, Chris B. Dazzler. Go to etsy.com/farfarawayfactory. Mm-hmm. She is B_Dazzler on TikTok, and she's also _gang _B Dazzler _ That's her backup account. Podwans Podcast, Kenobi, Mabe, Mara J. Skywalker, Boriko Wookie, Sodaman, Nedrext, Steward of Ostagar, and we do have a new member, Jonathan Politz. Thank you for joining.
Also, shout out to Xanatos. I think whatever cut out may have also killed the bot. So I didn't hear a super chat message, but
let's see.
The force is strong with this one.
Xanatus 1138 super chatted $4.99. Great stream as always, guys. Wah super shit.
That's okay.
Oh, you don't hear it?
Oh, I didn't hear it this time. Also, the music has stopped for me, so that's all good. Yeah, same here, same bread beard.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Xanatos 1138, for the super chat. I'm pretty sure the little poo flying across the screen, and SH4T saying wait, super shit. Marks a great end to our very first episode of 2022, guys. Happy New Year, and we hope to see you next week on Dyad in the Force, as well as on Wednesday. Are you having a high ground at all?
Yes, the High Ground Podcast. We're going to be talking all about the sequel trilogy. So I'm excited and can have a couple new people. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. Hopefully it begins with the same type of energy, because I'm excited to really start this batting order over and go back through these films with new casts of people. So yeah, and all y'all in the chat, you're all invited. If you have like favorite Star Wars films and stuff, then we'll definitely be bringing you on during those.
All right. Well, as of last year, it was the end, but now we are starting a new year for Dyad in the Force, and for the Star Wars TikTok community, there are more of us. But of course, thank you all for tuning in. That is the end. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life,
we are all the Republic.
and may the Force be with you.